Hey, Riddle here. Quick video. I'm a mess. Didn't even do my hair for you. So much for face filters and fakeness. Okay, so I started up there because I got a bunch of mint taking over, and then I cut down the citronella, and then I moved on to the Spanish lavender that's overgrowing, and then I'm making my way down my herb bed because I got mugwort overgrowing, thyme, sage. I got all these sage blossoms, you know, we don't really need the sage to bloom. And then you just keep going. You rip all the mint out because it's just going to grow back. And then once you get a nice amount of it, you have two choices. You can put your fennel in there, you can put your rosemary in there. All of these things serve two purposes. One, you got to cut everything back anyways. Most people just let their herbs take over and go to crap. They don't understand that if you're going to plant herbs, you got to keep up with them, or they won't be really healthy. And what's the use of having herbs if you're not using them in one capacity or another? And once they get established, usually by the second or third year, this is what happens. Shit just takes over, and you just can't even, you know, it's hard to even keep up with. Now, one of the things I've done in here is like a half-assed version of French intensive gardening, which means planting so much that it all competes with each other and keeps itself in line. But then I also have a bunch of strawberries in here, and I can't let that overtake the strawberries because there won't be any sun. So, see how I filled my wheelbarrow up with all the herbs? Usually, for most people, you can only dry so much, you can only cook with so much, you can only give so much away. Usually I put this out on a tarp, but I don't have time today, and I've got some people coming over, and I don't want a big tarp of what will look like dried, dying weeds. I also throw all my rose blossoms and gardenia, dried up geranium blossoms on top, because they have a, you know, like a strong scent to them. But wait and see what I'm going to do with them. Uh-oh, we're headed towards the chicken coop, by the way. And looks like the chicken coop has caught some wild quail. Now, this is an amazing... Oh, there goes one. There's one in here. This is really great because if the shit hits the fan, we're going to have plenty of protein, and we won't have to eat our chickens because we're going to have these beautiful quail. But today is her lucky day because she's going to be free. Go on. There she goes. Run free, run free. Okay, so I'm at the chicken coop. I just cleaned it really, really well. I line my chicken coop with the same plastic liner that you line drawers with. The reason it works so well, it comes in rolls, so it's pretty affordable, and it has a texture on it. The texture is really important when you're brooding chicks or with the chickens, because they don't slip on it and they can hurt their legs or get splayed. So I disinfect the chicken coop with white vinegar, rinse it out really well, do a thin layer of cedar, which I think is awesome, the cedar chips, and they're still somewhat affordable. But to supplement my cedar chips, because even those add up after a while, I use all the herbs that most people would have to throw away. Flowers, herbs, fragrant weeds. And the thing that this does is not only does it make the chicken coop smell great, and the chickens will kind of munch on it a little bit. Oh, sorry, honey. I got a very upset hen in here. But with the thyme and the mint, and of course, everyone knows that citronella, insects don't like citronella, and a lot of these other herbaceous smells, it keeps the flies and the bugs and other insects out of the chicken coop. In addition to allowing the chicken coop to smell really good and building up a nice layer to supplement the cost of the bedding. I used to use straw years ago, but the thing about straw is it's just, you don't know what's in it, and organic straw is too expensive, or hay, and it smells so terrible. You know, once they start pooping and peeing on it, it just smells like, you know, people always think chickens stink. Well, guess what? If you use a combination of these herbs and flowers that you need to cut back anyways every couple weeks, in combination with some cedar shavings, you are going to have the best smelling chicken house you can imagine, that even the ticks and fleas and ants and flies are going to be repulsed by. And I've been doing this now for about a year and a half, and the chickens love it also. So, and it's kind of funny when people come over and they look in the nesting boxes. So I have this special apron I got on Temu, and I'm not advertising for Temu because most of it's a bunch of garbage, but they had these aprons, and they were egg collecting aprons. Little chickens printed all over them, and they had like a dozen little pockets to individually put eggs in. So when the city people come to visit, we put the apron on them and let them come out and get the eggs, and it's just such a cool experience for them. And so when they come out and they look in the nesting boxes and it looks like potpourri, they see rose petals and all kinds of colorful herbs and lavenders and things. They have a whole new perspective on what quality country living is about, what quality intelligent homesteading is about. And that's what I like, and that's why people joke. But when I call my place a gentleman's farm, I mean it. I mean it. I like a more refined version of things. And I always think it's funny that there's this stereotype of mountain people or farming people being stupid. But the fact is, if you're really in the game, you know how much consistent problem solving and wisdom it takes to keep up with even the small basic homestead. And you never stop learning. You always have a new problem that has to be worked out. And so that's why I love it too, because it keeps my brain really sharp and it makes for great YouTube content. So that being said, we're all good to go, and the ladies are going to have a beautiful night's sleep tonight. If you like my quick money saving tips, garden wisdom, rants, raves, and occasional magic, please subscribe and share. It helps. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other, because I believe how we treat each other on the streets is our ultimate reality. Bye for now.